Hi, it's Roger Hamilton here with the biggest secret in business. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's like, okay, I've heard all the secrets before. Well, this is one that 5 years ago I couldn't have shared because 5 years ago it didn't exist. In my experience, all around the world, the entrepreneurs that I connect with who are at a high level of success, they've all come across this secret, and without question and without exception, every one of them has been using it towards their success, not just in business, but also in life as well. So by way of introduction, I'm the creator of the Wealth Dynamics System, which is being used by some 80,000 entrepreneurs around the world at the moment. And we have the system in English, there is a Japanese version, there's a Chinese version, various different countries, in fact 80 different countries in total, where there are entrepreneurs who are using this system, and then with the secret are getting phenomenal results. Before we get onto the secret, here are 3 interesting facts which are true for the world today. The first one is that all of the largest businesses right now in America are really no longer American. And what do I mean by that? I mean that their markets are larger overseas than they are locally. Take Facebook, for example. 3/4 of all Facebook members are in countries other than America. With Apple, 70% of its entire market base and revenue is generated outside of the US. And it isn't even just about the market. If you were to take where they're getting their ideas from, who their partners are, and even where the components for their products come from. You can take your iPhone or your iPad, and the majority was actually created in countries other than the US. So is the secret just have a global business? Well, no, it's far more than just talking about business. If you were to take the top 10 wealthiest people in the world, according to Forbes, on the rich list 10 years ago, almost all of them were from America. Today, there's only 3 left. The rest are from either Asia or from Europe or South America. So there has been this enormous transfer of wealth taking place on the planet today, which is accelerating towards other countries around the world. And most interesting of these 3 secrets is the third one, which is that while you may know there's some 2 billion people online now, did you know that only 1 out of 8 are from the US? Which means 1 out of 8 internet users are American. There's about double as many who are from Europe, triple as many from Asia. And over the last 10 years, while the population in the US that have come online is only about 25% increase, it's actually gone up by a multiple of 25 times in Africa. That's 100 times the rate of growth. It's gone up a multiple of 20 times from what it was 10 years ago in Asia. And over the next 10 years, the 3 billion people coming online, almost all of them are coming from developing countries. Can you imagine going up to your child who's about to head out there and sell some cookies on the street and tell them they can only sell to your 2 or 3 best friends out of the 20 neighbors just because they're the ones you know best? Well, that's in a way what happens when we start a local business, because we're only going to 2 or 3 of the people out of every 20 in our global audience that we know best because they're the ones in our country. Well, does this mean the secret is simply have a global business? No, because most of us don't have a global business because we actually think it's more difficult to do. That's the secret. The real secret? It is actually easier today to start and run a global business than a local one. It's actually easier. I'm here from Bali right now, and I'm actually videoing this with you where I can run all my businesses from here because this here, the iPad, I can lead all my businesses with the systems, with the structures, with the global teams set up in such a way that I can learn from everywhere and that I can live from anywhere. That's a true global business. And what I'm going to be doing on the Fast Forward Tour is sharing how to make this happen simply using tools that already exist and the connections and networks that are already out there to transform the way you may be thinking about your business. Let's take this resort for an example. If we'd set this resort up as a local business, we'd have to compete with all the local resorts in the area. We'd be fighting on price. We'd be all fighting off a limited number of people that already were here in Bali. But by thinking globally from day one, that's allowed us to say what's a global need within the Asian region, within those within our circle of really looking to improve themselves. And the answer is, well, many of them want a place to have retreats. We set this up as a workshop retreat area where people can come in from different countries. And so if one country is having a tough time, another one is going to be in the spring. You're not then, as a result, as most local businesses are, stuck with whatever's happening within your economy. You're not restricted by that, but you're always finding at a global level, there's always going to be opportunity no matter what's happening in any one economy. And of course, the success models that we could then take for something like this resort allows us also to learn at a far, far greater pace than we could if we were just looking at local examples. Another example is that within Wealth Dynamics and Fast Forward, Within our events, we're not just sharing success stories of businesses within your local area. We also share success stories from China, from India, from Africa, what's happening around the world, because if you think about your own business, there are definitely businesses out there in other countries that have learned certain strategies or that have figured out certain things that by you applying them could quite quickly transform the results that you're getting as well. So global business is about being able to learn from everywhere. It's about being able to live anywhere. And then the third part, the most important of all, is if you'd like to figure out how to make this happen, show up. We'll go through it together within one of our events, and then you get to the final payoff, the third part, which is that when you realize, as we all do, that as our spirit grows, it will always expand to the size of our vision. As we grow our vision, so every day we wake up with greater spirit. That as the world gets smaller, there's no question our lives get bigger. And so the final payoff is the power that we have to wake up every day. And rather than just make a difference, to know we're going to make a world of difference is to me what it's all about. I look forward to seeing you at one of our Fast Forward events where we get a chance to turn that secret into action.